What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock. Indeed. Drew's here. Tigers win. LSU pounds Air Force yesterday, 17-5. We're ready for a Monday. Okay. Drew's here, ready for this Monday. Right, bud? What?
Dad show.
Dad show. Dad show. You stretching? All right. Okay. It is Dad show. Very good. Ooh. Well, we got to talk about LSU baseball getting a big win. Drew, how about that? Hey, trivia, good morning. Everett Email, good morning.
No.
Brandon Ray.
No.
No. He was trying to get somebody blocked already this morning. Don't play that. No, sir. Every email, Brandon Ray, James Tyrone, Robert Grimion, Josh Chris. Good morning, y'all. If y'all got stuff you want to talk about, fire away. I did not watch a minute of the NBA All-Star game last night. Had no interest. I think Scott Kushner continues to absolutely eviscerate the Pelicans in his columns. And Anthony Davis at The Advocate, so hopefully y'all are reading some of that stuff. Hi, I love you. You slept so good last night. What? Okay, let's read some comments. Shelly Malonzo, what's up, Shelly? Good morning. Kyle Gallo, James Tyrone. Excuse me. We don't do fussy face. Can you use your words, please? Can you use your words, please? Thank you. Okay. That's better. Happy birthday to you. That's sweet. You can sing happy birthday. Whose birthday is it? Huh? Whose birthday is it? You want my hat? Can we tell everybody? Can we say good morning? Good morning.
Bye.
No. Oh, we're not saying bye yet, but you can give me a kiss anytime you want. That was sweet, my baby. Okay, all right. Well, listen, if all you're going to do is fuss, listen to me. It's okay. Shh. Listen, we're going to use our words, okay? And we're going to say, Daddy, I want... Baby? You want classical baby? You want art show fast?
1, 2.
Say, Daddy, I want art show fast.
Elmo.
I want Elmo. Elmo. Okay, I want Elmo. Okay, we can watch Elmo. That's how you handle a kid like that, y'all. Screaming like that. Okay. Okay, what Elmo do you want, Drew?
Elmo.
Do you want Grover fast?
Go for fast.
You want Grover fast. Okay. It's Grover fast. Good.
So I turned around and I said, did you just say to me, I see.
All right. Sorry. Little delayed. Little delayed start here. My apologies. Let's see. Gonna get to Drew's show real quick. Grover Fast. Here we go. Grover Fast. All right, then we're gonna come to y'all. Good morning, y'all. Hope y'all having a good day. All right, Grover Fast. There it is. All right. It'll hold him off at the pass for a few minutes anyway. All right. Shout out to Brock, by the way. As you can see, 5 convenient locations, 33 board certified physicians, all the subspecialties. Aches, pains, bumps, bruises, they do them all. MRI, X-ray, all in-house. Therapy services. They've got the orthodome in there as well, where they can get you your crutches and all that stuff. a walk-in boot, whatever you need. They do all that stuff there in-house. Awesome peeps there, Brock. Okay, William Wilson, good morning. What's up, Dad? Good morning. Everett email, let's see. You're fine. Good morning. Drew's ready for Dad's show. He is. Grant Dugard, Darren Pellegrin. What's up, Darren? Let's see. Grant Duplessis, good morning to Dad's show. LSU absolutely clutched this weekend. In just a bit, I'm going to come up with my list of superlatives from the weekend for baseball, all the things I liked. On Friday with Terrio, we talked about things we wanted to see. For me, number one at the top of the list was Eric Walker, because I think Eric Walker's health and ability to revert to form of freshman year is LSU's key to a title run. Because with Hess and Marceau 1-2, I think you've got a good enough 1-2 punch, as good a 1-2 punch to win any series in the SEC. But if Walker is there, you can split games 1 and 2, and you will have a definitive advantage every single week on Sunday, because most teams don't have a number 3 that looks like Eric Walker. A lot of guys, number 1s, they hope look like Eric Walker. So if that's your number 3, then you're great. So Walker was one for me. The other thing that I mentioned, and Terrio and I volleyed back and forth, and there were some obvious ones, but baby, hey baby.
BMO.
Did you see BMO yesterday?
BMO house.
You did go to BMO's house yesterday. Yes, you did, because it was Anthony's birthday party, wasn't it? Who else did you see at BMO's house? BMO and Kayla. Did you see Dominic?
Aiden.
Laurel and Aiden were not there, but I know you love them too.
Baby.
There was a baby there. It was baby Dominic. Very good. Okay. Number 2 for me that I mentioned on Friday, and we were kind of volleying back and forth, so we mentioned everything that you should mention. But the other thing for me was catcher, because that was rough for LSU a year ago at times. They had Coombs back there, they had Hunter Fiducia, and they never really got settled at catcher defensively. And it was such a big drop-off from Papirski, who was so good for so long. Mathis, I thought, was a brick wall behind home plate, and that was really good to see. And he's not even the guy. Garza is going to be the guy, supposedly, when he comes back from his meniscus injury. So he's just batting right now, DHing. I thought that was fantastic. Kyle Guy says, man, Hill has some command of his fastball. The way he can locate the knees in the corner is filthy. If y'all didn't watch yesterday, I'm guessing a lot of people didn't because it was Sunday and they were playing Air Force and it got to be 17-5. But Jaden Hill was awesome. As good as Marceau was, I think Jaden Hill was better in his debut. And that's splitting hairs, but when you sit 93, 94 with the fastball, you locate it. He was throwing his off-speed stuff for strikes. He struck out the side in the first. Through four innings, he had 7 strikeouts and had thrown 59 pitches. So for some context, if you're cruising efficiently, you want to throw somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 pitches per inning. That's a good target if you're pacing yourself to be able to go deep into a ballgame. 12 to 15 pitches is what you want. So through 4 innings, he was at 59 pitches. So he's just under that 15 pitch per inning mark, but he had 7 strikeouts. So it's not like you're working 6, 7, 8 pitch at bats and finishing with a strikeout. You're working like 3 and 4 pitch at bats getting strikeouts, which is just bonkers, man. I mean, he was good. And it's interesting because when you think about Jaden Hill, he's not even in the rotation. I mean, it's Hess Marshall Walker and then Cole Henry, Jaden Hill. I mean, Hill was going to be the 5th starter on this team. And, I mean, point is, y'all, be very excited about this team. Be very excited about the pitching. You know, they're good. Justin Reyes, Morning Scone, presented by Brock. Indeed it is. Let's see, Corey Kai, how about them Tigers? LSU is talented baseball players. Good morning. They do indeed. Tom Granig, Terry Richard, good morning. Tyler Hales, watched the AAF last night. It's not awful. I watched it last week. Did not watch any this weekend. I did see, if you got your Morning Scone daily email, it was in mine. What, Drew? 29,000 people showed up for the game in San Antonio, the AAF game in San Antonio. You start drawing 30,000 people. I mean, you got some action. 10-game season. We'll see if they can maintain it. Hey. Jimmy Vadrine, what's up? You're fine. Besides freshman pitchers, I think the best thing I saw was Mathis behind plate. Mentioned that for sure. He was great. BMO's house. You did go to BMO's house yesterday. Okay. Hey, BMO's coming to your house in a little while. You're going to see BMO at your house today, Drew's house.
Mommy car.
You can go in Mommy's car later. Yep, that's a thing that can happen.
Grammy.
Well, I'm going to see Grammy later. Yep. Daddy's going to see Grammy later. I am.
Mommy car.
Mommy has a car. Very good. She does.
Mom, Daddy.
Grammy, Mommy, Daddy car. Everybody's got a car this weekend. Even his toys. Albertson car. Everything. Everett email Daytona 500 Demolition Derby. I saw the pictures. Crazy. Hal Jubin, what's up? Shelby Kelly, good morning, fellas. All in all, a great weekend for baseball. Freshmen performed awesome. The vets came out yesterday and lived up to expectations. Going to be a fun year. I thought. The other thing I wanted to mention too, and I've mentioned this. I think I've mentioned it before, but we got to see it yesterday for the first time. So of course, Duplantis is trying to break Eddie Furness's career hits record. Eddie Furness has the LSU and SEC's career hit record. And both Duplantis and Jake Mangum from Mississippi State are both within 80 or so hits of it. And so I've mentioned before, I don't think we will see Duplantis come out of a game ever. Because people have been asking, well, how do you get the young outfielders work? Well, you get a lead, you take out Watson, you take out Cabrera, you can put some of the young guys in there. I was like, but Duplantis isn't coming out all year. Because they're not going to short him any at-bats. They're going to give him... What fast?
Itsy fast.
Itsy fast. Okay. Itsy fast. It's Itsy Spider. On Sesame Street. It's like they're going to get him every at-bat possible. So they're up 17-1 yesterday. And they have just wholesale changes after the 7th inning. Braden Doty's catching... Chris Reed got into the game. They just emptied the bench, except Duplantis and moved him to center, and he got a hit in the 8th inning. So he was 3 for 5 yesterday. I just don't think Duplantis is going to come out of any game at all season. They're going to give him every single at bat possible. Anytime he could possibly bat, they're going to make sure he's at the plate. So, and I get it, man. It's part of the reason he came back. Same with Poche, and that was the comparison I drew. Was Poche? Poche came back to, in part, make a run at a title, but also he had a chance to become LSU's all-time leader in appearances and wins, and they were going to give him every chance to start all season long. He was never going to skip a turn. If they were, in the 4th and he was struggling a bit, they were going to give him every chance to get through to the 5th and qualify for the win. So, anyway. Corey Kaye, Hill and Marshall will be some good for LSU. And I need to check. I don't know about their birthdays to see if they would be draft-eligible sophomores next year. I have no idea. But if not, remember, you got those guys for 3 years, which is just bonkers. And we haven't even talked about Cole Henry. Henry came out of the bullpen on Friday and was really good. His first pitch, he's the long, hard thrower. Coat? Hey, can I see this real quick? You're Coach? Count. Home Depot. Count? Awabasa. We did go to Albertsons yesterday. It's a good point. We did do that. Cole Henry is, if you didn't watch, he came in relief on Friday, and he's going to start tomorrow against Southeastern, Tuesday against Southeastern. He's this the long, hard thrower, right? So he comes out first pitch and just grooves 94. Second pitch goes back 96. It's oh God, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun watching this team, y'all. They got some skills, man. They got talent. EJ Camber, good morning, Matt and Drew. I was at the Army game. It was amazing in every way. It was a cool way to honor the cadets. And, of course, the walk-off was a lot of fun. That's, you know what, and so Beloso hit the walk-off. And then yesterday, Drew Bianco homered. And so those two are really vying for first base. And both homered this weekend. Now, Bianco struck out, I think, 3 times after that. But we'll see what they ultimately decide to do. At this point, I might side with Beloso just for defense because Bianco had a couple of hiccups over there at first. And if it's what hitting the ball, I'd probably stick with Beloso. Trey Dykes, what's up, dude? Michael Melanson Hill was the most impressive freshman this weekend. He was awesome yesterday. I mean, he was poised. He had command. And a freshman. I mean, oh, my God. So I think you're starting to see why a guy like Mikhail Hilliard has been sort of relegated to a bullpen role. I mean, as consistent as he was last year and as good as he was in big spots, I mean, look at those guys you saw this weekend, you know. Corey Kai, Willis or Garza will probably be back there in a few weeks. I'm interested, Corey, because I know you said about catcher. Garza is the guy who was supposed to be starting, so I haven't seen Garza catch, but Mathis was flawless. I mean, if Garza has a better arm, I would say this is the one thing with Mathis. They weren't really competitive on throwing out runners. I'm not sure he's even really close to getting anybody. So if Garza's got a better arm and can peg guys, let's see it. Hey, Megan, good morning. Brian Myers, Cheryl, good morning. Excuse me. Here we are. Chuck Chasteen, good morning. Will Hawthorne, impressed with the young pitchers. I thought the standing ovation for Chris Reed was awesome. Clint Procell, good morning, Clint. EJ Cambry, can't wait for Garza's bat to come alive. So that's something I'm going to be watching. He got a blue pit yesterday. It's evident right now what pitchers are doing to Garza. Like this, it's 3 games in, the scouting report's out on him. Don't throw him a fastball. Because he's like Pedro Serrano. He'll hit the fastball. I hit straight ball. I hit very much. Curveball, bats are afraid. I asked Joe Budico. I offer him cigar and rum. They will come. It feels very much like he can't hit a curveball. So teams are just going to feed him a steady diet of off-speed pitches. Now, the hit he, excuse me, the blue hit he got late in the game yesterday was an off-speed pitch that they left up. But when they're burying off-speed pitches against him, he was swinging over the top all weekend. I gotta see him hit off-speed stuff. If he doesn't, I think you're looking at a guy that hits like 240 with 10 homers. You know, he's Jake Slaughter basically. You know, a guy that struggles with the curveball, but man, you throw him something straight or you leave one up and he runs into it, it's gonna go a long way. We'll see. That is definitely worth watching. Jamie Levine, now an annual tradition. LSU baseball fans, early season overreaction. You would think some would know better. After the first game, certainly. Matt Person, good morning. Charlie Cavell, how long does Maneri stick with Hughes at third base? If Hal hits, he'll be the third baseman because defensively he's the best option there. And I think that's pretty evident that they don't have a better option defensively at third base. And if they hit like that, you can bury him in the bottom of the order and hope he hits 260 and bat ninth, but play a stellar third base and you're funny. Jeremy Morgan, what's up, cuz? Leroy Blanchard, good morning. Shelly Melanson, Drew should have slept good after late night workout. He did. Oh. If y'all didn't see it, I put it up on my Instagram story last night. Drew started pushing chairs again. And it was like he was pushing a sled. I mean, just down this hallway, back and forth. He did it 10 times, just all the way down, all the way back. I have no idea. Didn't say anything, didn't talk to me, just singing his little songs, just pushing a chair all the way down, all the way back. Y'all go look at my story. If y'all follow me on Instagram, you'll see it. And while we're at it, I got to hit the share button. If y'all haven't done that yet, sharing the post helps tremendously. Thank you. There it is, shared. And please, if you would, like the Brock page. It is tagged in this post. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Awesome people. Bluebonnet near Perkins. It's 8080 Bluebonnet. They're if you cross Perkins headed toward Highland, it's on the right. It's in the Surgical Specialty Center, first level.
Bye.
Mimi come by? Mimi's not coming today. Mimi was at Disney World. You see Mimi tomorrow. Daddy's with you today for a little while. Grammy is at her house.
Grammy car.
Grammy does have a car. Yep, she does.
Mommy, park.
What?
Park.
Puck? Park. Oh, yes, Mommy is going to take you to the park later. Yes. Let's see. Chris Ray, what's up? Brett Allen, morning, Matt. With Hill's performance yesterday on the mound, where does LSU fit in with him, with Walker being back? Brett, that's the good problem Maneri has right now. I mean, it's Hess, Marceau, Walker. That's your rotation, and then Hill and Henry are your midweek guys that I think will be available out of the bullpen during the weekends. I mean, you have to have them, right? I mean, if you can go grab Jaden Hill and say, hey, go give me 96 and throw your breaking ball for a strike, and I mean, out of the bullpen, they're just, it's all those years where you watched Florida and Vanderbilt, and like it felt like every guy they threw out there and handed the ball to through 95. That's this team. And then that'll be the case for the next 3 years. I mean, it's why people gushed over this recruiting class. You know, a lot of times you're lucky if you get one guy like that to show up on campus. It's just the reality. Like, you're lucky if you get. A few years back, they had a class that people thought was going to be like this. They signed Lang, but remember, Lang was the third of those guys in that class that everybody was excited about. They had Jake Latz was the lefty, and they had another righty who didn't sign professionally, showed up on campus, was here for like a minute, and then was like, he bounced, went JUCO, so he could be drafted after 1 year. What was that kid's name? Anyway, point is, that was supposed to be one of those classes, but you only got one guy to show up, and Lang was awesome. We saw it. But imagine, and Lang was like, of those signees, the least heralded. Think about that. So if you had gotten all of those guys to show up and pitch collegiately for 3 years, how much different do you look? Right? That's what this feels like right now. You got all those guys to show up. Sam Bacon, Hill most impressive. How about Coach O dipping into California for defensive linemen? Yeah, Sam talked about that a bit yesterday. They got a 3-star defensive tackle out of California committed over the weekend. They had junior day over the weekend. So Elias Ricks, the 5-star cornerback, he was in town. I guess he had some of his buddies from Cali come in with him, man. They got a 3-star defensive tackle to commit. That's impressive, man. If all of a sudden you're casting that net and you're plucking players out of California, I mean, it's clear, really clear, that they need defensive linemen in this class, and they've already got 3 committed. They got Cameron Jackson out of Haynesville. They got Jaqueline Roy out of U-High. Now this kid out of California. They're gonna fortify those numbers in this class. We'll see if they all develop and come along. Also, but the numbers that people are worried about, they're gonna fortify them in this class. John Boudreau, good morning. Shelby, I really like Mathis behind the plate defensively. Anything from him offensively is a bonus. You know, and I'm glad you mentioned offensively because Mathis did get plunked a few times on Friday, so he did get on base, even though through the first 2 games until Beloso's homer, the bottom third of the order was over. They were 0 for the weekend. Everybody hit yesterday, so I don't know how much of that was just, it's Air Force and everybody was hitting. But I will be interested if Garza is an equal or superior defensive catcher and you feel like you have a better bat. and then you could throw like Bianco or someone in there as the DH. If Beloso plays first and Bianco DHs, or if Gavin Dugas comes along with the bats, point is you have options. You got lots of options. Let's see. Jeremy Morgan was going to make fun of you about LSU having to walk it off against a lesser foe, and the Hogs had to do the same thing yesterday. Dude, it's early season baseball, man. It's just, I don't worry about it. And so Jeremy Morgan, by the way, everyone, that's my cousin Jeremy. He lives in Arkansas. They're big Razorbacks fans. Cuz, I got news for you, Coach. I mean, Arkansas doesn't beat LSU in baseball ever anyway. It ain't going to happen this year. I mean, LSU got a squad, dude. Stephen Beach, good morning. Richie Burt, LSU basketball keeps winning these 50-50 games. At what point do they stop being 50-50 and accept it as 80-20? That's a good way of putting it. You know what, though, Richie? Even I'd never felt like that was a 50-50 game. And I watched it Saturday. And even though Georgia never quite went away and LSU never stretched that 12, 15-point lead, it always felt like they were just big brother with their hand on little brother's head. And little brother was doing this, but they just kept them right at arm's length.
Really fast.
Okay. What fast?
Really fast.
Willie fast. Yep, there you go. Willie fast. Mullah dudes watching stuff and fast forward. Again, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Appreciate them sincerely as always for sponsoring Morning Scone. Y'all do me a solid, like their page. They're tagged in this post. That's a big help. Of course, elbow, feet, ankle, hand, wrist, hips, knees, shoulder, spine. I had a neck injury one time. Went up to Brock. They did the MRI there. They did X-rays on me. Severely strained ligaments in my neck. They were afraid I'd maybe maybe had a fracture of a vertebrae. It was scary. It hurt like hell. Anyway, but Brock took care of me, y'all. Nicholas Yiannopoulos, good morning. Ty Levine, Jonathan Myers, Madison Gilmore, good morning. Corey Landry, what's up? Nick Milner, possible Hill ends up the number 3 and Walker and Hilliard end up being middle relief. I don't think so, man. Eric Walker's been through those battles on the road in the SEC. You've seen what he can do for an entire season, then battled back from Tommy John. The only way that I could see that happen, Walker going to the bullpen, the only way is if he just shows that the stamina isn't there and he can't extend into ball games. That would be, as a result of the injury, that would be like literally the only thing. Stephen Bosworth, excited for today's Locked On podcast. Great weekend for LSU sports. Thanks, Stephen. So, I actually am not going to be doing AFR today, y'all. I have to shoot down in New Orleans for a funeral service. So, Jordy and T-Bob are going to host the first 2 hours, and then I think Hester's going to handle the 5 o'clock hour. So I'm not going to be on radio this afternoon. But as soon as we finish here, I got Drew until about noon until I head down to New Orleans. But I'll record a Locked On episode here at the house. So the audio quality won't be great, but I'll recap the whole weekend. So please be on the lookout for that. If you don't subscribe, it's however you listen to the podcast, just search Locked On LSU, and there you go. Josh Gravois, good morning. Is football going to be the weak link this year? Wade and Maneri doing work. Coach O needs to bring it. Well, technically, Josh, if you're talking about this academic year, football's already done. So football won a Fiesta Bowl. They set a pretty high bar. 9-3, a 10-3 Fiesta Bowl. I mean, the other ones have to catch up. Richie, Jerry, good morning. Zachary, Courtney, Sam Dixon,
Park.
Good morning.
Park.
Hey, listen. Later, after you eat your lunch, Mommy's going to come home and take you to the park. And you'll go in Mommy's car and listen to music. What do you think about that? Out. Wait, hold on. Ready? And you're free. Park. What are you doing over there? Huh? What are you doing over there? Okay. Let's see. The rotation next year will be sick. Marceau Henry Hill, and that's if Walker leaves. There's a chance he comes back and boots one of those three out of the rotation. Yep. Rotation this year is going to be sick too, Shelby. So let's focus on this one because this one got a really good chance to be awesome. But yes, you're right. What other college has this many sports top of the rankings in their respective sports? I have to check. I always remember like the standard year that set the bar was Florida when they had won the national football titles in 06 and 08, and then they won back-to-back basketball titles as well in that span. That to me is always the one that stands out. Is man, that when you hold simultaneously the national titles in the two major sports, that's pretty impressive. And they're always good at everything else. But as of right now, I don't know, man. Stephen Miller, Scott Wilson, Danny Brabham, good morning. Don Lee, Jolibois, good morning. Stephen Bro, what's up? Pete Giardino, who called the 17 runs yesterday? So that was Hunt Palmer. We were doing, for those that weren't here, we're doing Morning Scone yesterday, and Hunt, we were talking about how like they needed the walk off to win on Saturday and yada yada. And Hunt's like, it's going to be 17-1 today. And I screenshotted it actually and sent it to him. So in the seventh inning yesterday, it was 17-1, and then I think it was Rye Gunter allowed a little offensive uprising from Air Force, and so it ended 17-5. But for a while, it was sitting on 17-1. I was like, of all the random numbers, blowout numbers you could pick, and he pegged it for a while anyway. Jonathan Foru, good morning. Ryan Broussard, what's up? Stephen Miller, I think they rotate at first base due to opposing pitcher face. That's been my thought all along, Stephen, is that they platoon lefty-righty at first with Bianco and Beloso until one of them emerges. If one of them goes in the deep freeze and just can't hit, or if one of them just throws up on himself defensively, then I think the other gets the job. But until then, yes, I think they'll platoon lefty-righty. Stephen Miller, Mathis was awesome back there, blocking balls, no doubt. But yeah, only knock was... okay, I guess I'm just catching up on these comments and throwing out runners, yeah. David Abear, what's up? Let's see. I think a lot of the problem with throwing them out, stealing, was the pitches and the jumps runners were getting. A couple times didn't pay for them to try. That's true, but there was one in particular yesterday where it was a fastball from Hill and good pop time and everything. He just didn't, and the throw was on target. He was just late. I don't think he's got, and I could be wrong. I mean, maybe he'll prove it's 3 games, but he certainly didn't look like he had a hose back there. It's like daring guys to run, you know. We'll see. Long way to go. Steven, who would have thought that Monday morning Hughes' batting average would be above Watson's batting average? True. And I will maintain this. I want to see Zach Watson batting third. I want Smith, Duplantis, Watson, Cabrera, Garza. I want that 1 through 5. I want Broussard to go to the 8 hole, and I do think if you move Watson ahead of Cabrera and Garza, he'll get more pitches to hit. And I think Cabrera is a good enough hitter that he'll hit no matter where he is in the lineup. Anyway. What?
Quack, quack, quack.
Quack, quack, quack. You watching ducks over there? Elma ducks? Okay. Dude's still rocking his jammies. Rocking his jammies. Hope he's gone. Let's see. Lowell Cormier, good morning, Drew, and to the rest of you great Americans. I still have 3 feet of snow in my front, so baseball with my grandson will be here in May. Huh?
Kind fast.
Kind fast. Okay, kind fast it is. It is indeed. It is indeed. There you go, dude. It's great to be kind, makes everyone feel happy. It's great to be kind, makes the world a better place. That's the song on Daniel Tiger's Neighborhood. When you see your friends in trouble, you're being kind. Ooh. Yep. Let's see. Sam Dixon, good morning. Kyle Gallo, Mac McDougal. It wasn't Mac McDougal. Who was that guy? I'm trying to think of that name now. It wasn't Mac McDougal. Mac sounds right though. Hey, Mark Vitanovich, good morning. Anthony Davis played in the All-Star game. He's healthy again. I saw he limited his minutes. Mac Marshall, that's it. Mac Marshall. Thank you. That was it. It was Mac Marshall, Jake Latz, and Alex Lang. Those three. Hi. I want a kiss. I love you. What? Beloso, Bianco, and Dugas will be like Cabrera last year. Start slow, heat up mid-season. We'll see, Charlie. Realistically, you're talking about just a different level kid with Cabrera. That's why I don't like that comparison. And then you can look at a freshman like Bregman, who just hit the ground running about a 360 as a freshman. He was awesome from jump. And I think, based on some of the conversations I've had, Cabrera is actually, at this point, ahead of where Bregman was. And that's high praise. So I get your point. I get what you're saying, and I would expect him to be better. I would hesitate to compare him to Cabrera because I think he's just a different level kind of kid right now. Let's see. Mark, now it looks like Gale's going to try to keep Alvin Gentry for next year because he handled the media well. What does it have to do with coaching, LOL? Nothing. It's a good point. And we'll see if he does. I think it's going to ultimately depend on who the new GM is.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And sing my car.
Happy birthday, whose car?
No car.
Laurel doesn't have a car. Laurel's just a baby.
Mommy car.
Mommy does have a car. That's true.
Daddy.
That was some beautiful singing, Drew.
Grandma cat.
Daddy takes you to Fresh Market. Maybe Daddy will take you to Fresh Market tonight.
Walk.
And we can walk, yes. Blake Bourgeois, Dustin Cleveland, Kerry Poston, good morning. Andrew Brister, huge week for baseball. Win 2, we get it. Oh, basketball. Sorry, man. Win 2, get a top 2 seed. Provided you don't slip on a banana peel down the stretch. Yeah. And I've been consistent with this. The back-to-backs at Florida and at Alabama, to me, I'm cautious. And a little bit of its history, just because LSU has not traditionally done well at Alabama. I'm not talking about football. I mean, in basketball. Coleman Coliseum has not been a place where LSU's done well over the years. That's just a fact. So, got to see them go there and win. But yes, a huge week. That's notwithstanding. It's a huge week. Beat Florida at home. Get Florida and Tennessee both at home. Win for Saturday is going to be massive. Win that game. Just a lot of fun. Ronnie Dugas, good morning. Sam might be late to the party on this. Matt, why do you think Davin Cotton had a change of heart about the transfer portal? I don't know, Sam. I wouldn't. That's not something I would guess about. I would try to get the answers to why he stayed. A lot of times, especially with it having been so quick. It was 36 hours. He was in and out. Maybe it was just an impulsive thing to enter it. And then once the coaches talked to him, they kind of re-recruited him, talked him off the ledge a little bit. Let's see. Jared Walker, what's up with Hilliard? Moved to a weekday guy. Well, number one, he's hurt right now. So Monero even said Mikhail Hilliard was not available for this series. And yeah, man, did you see the freshman pitch this weekend? Hilliard's going to have a role on the team, but it's likely going to be in a reliever role out of the bullpen, which I like, man. You got a guy who isn't a big power arm. He could show a batter something different. If you start let's say you start Hess and he's throwing 96, and then you come with a guy with a big bender, you know.
Park.
What?
Park.
Park. Mommy's going to take you to the park later, yes.
Okay.
Okay. Johnny Clark, good morning. Let's see. John Boudreaux, midweek games will be fun. Pitching so good. Weekend arms, throwing midweek could be trouble for opponents. It will be good to see those guys get experience. Kevin Nichols, good morning. Kyle, love when the crowd went nuts during Chris Reed's at bat. Never heard the crowd cheer that much for a meaningless sac fly. Let's see, Adam DeVille, Thomas Bryan, Matt Boyles, good morning. Barrett Blanchard. Any word on Nick Stores? No update on Nick Stores. I think that's going to be a month's thing, not days or weeks. So if he's available at any point this year to swing a bat, we'll see. That's another guy. It's another guy who can throw in the 90s. It's just crazy that amount of arms they got on this team. Grant Males, good morning from Iceland. Glad you made it, Grant. Thanks for checking in. Brian Robert, 6 dingers in 3 games. So interesting, because normally in February and beginning of March, it's the ice box, right? I mean, it's freezing and the ball doesn't usually fly. Well, it was 80 degrees yesterday. You had some wind blowing and you had warmer temps, and the ball popped a little bit. So I'll be curious to see if they can maintain this. I don't know. I think it's supposed to get a little chilly at the beginning of this week and then warm up throughout the week, get back up to 80 again. So we'll see for sure. Lori Prophet, good morning. Jared Mayers, good morning. Gorilla Ball is back. We'll see. Again, let's see what happens with the weather. But they got a lot of guys, obviously, with the potential to leave the yard. Mark Landry, Bo, Akal, good morning. Brian Robert, Jaden Hill has that Alex Lang swagger where he throws a big 2-strike breaking ball, walks off the mound before the ref calls it strike. That was pretty cool yesterday. He knew it for sure. A great job by him too, because they had who fast? Kind Fast. Okay. Maneri had Costello warming. And I got you the wrong one, didn't I? I'm sorry. You want Kind Fast? Here it is. Hi, bud. Kind Fast. He had Costello warming in the 5th, and Hill got out of it and got a strikeout to end the 5th. That's another impressive thing. When you start the game and end your outing with strikeouts, you're still confusing hitters, and you still got good stuff, man. He was impressive yesterday, man. Jaden Hill was a lot of fun to watch yesterday. A lot of fun. Let's see. Kerry Tomplay, Brooke Barnett, what's up, bud? Corey Falcon, good morning. Bo, Catholic High Baseball kicking off tonight. What you think, Matt? Fired up for it. Let's go get him, Brad Bass. Hoot Palmario, good morning. Make sure y'all listen to Hoops with Hunt, the daily LSU basketball podcast at 1045ESPN.com. Let's see. Anything else here? Come down the home stretch. Whoops. Who is that? Lance Hill, Florida will not be a pushover this week. Trap game. Lance, I just don't know if Florida can score. Going to Florida, going to Alabama, those games worry me. Going on the road. And I know they got a big win this weekend. Albertsons. Whose car? Maria's car. Maria's a baby. She doesn't have a car. Maria's his cousin who's 2 years old. Seat buckle. No. Bike. Park. You're going to go to the park with Mommy later. Okay. All right, just about done. Colin Thibodeau, love all the big arms, but it sucks not having a lefty. it keeps coming up, Colin, and I asked Maneri that question at Baseball Media Day, and his answer was a good one, and it's satisfactory to me, and I get 4 weeks ago a lot of people weren't locked into Baseball Media Day and everything that Maneri was saying, but I asked him that question, and he said, look. Is it ideal? No, but we weren't just going to check a box to have a lefty. And, if you have the option of taking Cole Henry and Landon Marceau and Jaden Hill, who you've all seen now, and you see they're spectacular, it's like we weren't going to not take one of those guys just to have a lefty that wasn't as good, just to check a box. And then he also went through, like, some of our guys, our right-handed pitchers, actually have been better against lefties than against righties. So he said... he talked about like arm angle, and it's like if you get a guy with this release point from as a right-handed pitcher against a left-handed hitter, it's actually more difficult. Like, so it's something they're aware of and they've thought through and they've planned for situationally. So I get the question, and it's weird, but I think they're going to be okay. Like I'll take all the guys they ran out there this weekend just fine. Lowell freezing. I live in North Dakota. We've been in winter storm warning since November of 2018. Hey, brother, respect, but that's your fault for living in North Dakota, man. That's why I'm quite happy planted here in the South when it's 80 degrees in February, and I will never complain about it. Nick Denicola, Brady Beacom, Devin Charpentier, Jennifer Allen. Good morning. We are at the end of our questions. Y'all are awesome. Locked On to LSU podcast coming today. Please be sure to thank our friends at Brock for sponsoring Morning Scone. They are tagged in this post, so please go tag, click on their page, like their page. That's a big help. And if you have need for any of these services, aches and pains or bumps or bruises or injuries, they do awesome work. After hours, open on weekends. They got the after hours clinic, the emergency clinic. They've got PT, OT, pediatric orthopedics. I mentioned before, Drew goes and sees Dr. Brad Collada over at Brock. He's a pediatric orthopedist. So y'all give him a try. They're the best. Oh God, Pete. Pete, you're trying to trigger me, man. He said, yes, bullpen collision course. No. Jeffrey Lala, stuck in Minneapolis right now. God bless. Stay warm. Thanks for watching. Y'all have an awesome day. Locked On LSU podcast is coming up. We'll see y'all later.